Lawrence Chris Parker, better known by his stage names KRS1 and Teacher, is... No problem, girl. Show the love you want. It's all of it. KRS1 rose to prominence as part of the hip-hop music group Boogie Down Productions, which he formed with DJ Scott LaRock in the mid-1980s. Following the release of the group's debut album, Criminal Minded, LaRock was shot and killed, but KRS1 continued the group effectively as a solo project. Give it up, man. Give it up, friends. He began releasing records under his own name in 1993. KRS1 is politically active, having started the Stop the Violence movement after the death of Scott LaRock. Coming to the stage here tonight to discuss Black History Lessons 1 and 2. Give it up for KRS1!
Yes, indeed. You know, I'm looking at these turntables, and I'm wondering why we're not over there. And the mic, and so on, maybe by the end of the night. I was asked to come and speak about Black history. We're in Black History Month. And the reason I'm sort of hesitating is because I only have about 90 minutes to do that, which is extremely challenging, but nonetheless challenging. Truth can be spoken in like 2 or 3 seconds. Nothing takes 2 years or 4 years to know. I say that in a university, of course. But the truth is instant. And therefore, this shouldn't pose much of a problem. Black history, a 250,000-year-old history to be discussed in 90 minutes. But there is a way to do this, and that is not to discuss so much Black as to discuss history. Let me get some control of the room, though. Can I close that door?
Yeah, we gotta close the door.
Yeah, let's shut that down. And, let people live in groups of 10. That's a joke. They probably could actually, too. Okay. The way to deal with this is to deal with history. 90 minutes. How do we discuss all of Black history in 90 minutes? Well, you don't discuss Black. That's the 250,000-year-old part of it. But history is very simple to understand, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Black history, as we know of it, you can go online and get a slew of Black history. Google, you name it. Not like when we were coming up, 70s and 80s, you actually had to go to a library, study something, somebody had to know something, you had to talk to your grandmother, grandfather, this kind of thing. Now, go right on the phone, your whole history is right on that phone, right there. And it's done. But it's all there for you to explore. Now, why do I start here? Because Black history is not so much about dates, names, and events. Black history is more to do with character. The concept of Black is a relatively new concept. Human beings have not, let me go back a little bit. Let me make sure I say this correctly. The reason I start with 250,000 years ago is because this is when the first human is supposed to become aware. Somewhere around 250,000, some say 200, some even say 150 when you get around the Neanderthals. But the going number is 250,000 years ago, something stepped up the intelligence of what is called an hominin, or hominid, and that became a human being called Homo sapiens. We went from being Homo heidelbergensis, Homo floresiensis, Homo neanderthalensis, Rhodesiensis, all of these different variations of humanity roaming around Africa were considered pre-humans. Human is supposed to begin around 250,000 years ago with an African realizing, or being self-aware, as this guy, Dr. Ivan von Sertima, which, remember these names because we only got 90 minutes, but you can punch them up on the phone real quick and get the whole deal. Dr. Ivan von Sertima has a book called They Came Before Columbus. And he talks about, obviously he's talking about the Olmecs in Mexico. He's talking about early Mesoamerican culture, the mother culture of Mexico and Mesoamerica. He's talking about Egyptians, what he called Egypto-Nubians, coming from Africa into the South of America. Now, I mention this because 250,000 years ago, Ivan von Sertima talks about the first human becoming aware in Africa. Now you got to understand, when you're talking about history, you have several competing theories that are going on at the same time. The theory that says that humanity walked out of Africa is called the out of Africa theory. There's another theory called the multi-regional continuity theory, which has to do with the fact that one of something left Africa and like in other words, humanity springs up in different places all over the world, not out of one place in Africa. The multi-regional theory talks about how human beings also can come out of water, which is called the homoequatic theory, that humanity didn't come out of Africa and did not spring up in different places, but that humanity came out of water. Now, I mentioned all of this because when you talk about black history, this is where you begin. You don't begin in America. America has nothing to do with black history. I mean nothing. America is a part of black history. American history is part of black history. Black history is not part of American history. Black history is human history. And this is where our study gets a little complicated. Because when you discuss black history, the concept of black does not really exist. Because when you're discussing black history, you're going back to times before humans were designated black, white, red, yellow, brown. Black history starts human history. Black history is the history of the wheel, the history of fire, homemaking, sanitation, civilization. That's black history. That's the history of blacks. American history is a colonial designation for a captured population. Big difference. American history is trying to lead its population towards something. Towards something. What is American history? What is it really? Well, as they say, most historians know that history is really only the documentation of the victor. Those that came in, invaded, robbed, raped, enslaved. This is the history. These are the writers of our history. Now get this, and you got to go slow with this too. Think about this. 100% of American history is colonial. Did I say that? Not 90%. Not 99. 100% of the history that we call standard American history, that's colonial. That's the history of the people that came to the country robbing, stealing, raping, and destroying. This is the history that we take on as our history. Now get this, I'm talking about American history, but guess what? Black history is the same thing. We have yet to study real black history. I hope you don't think Frederick Douglass and Nat Turner, like that's our history. No, those are historical figures. Those are people in our history, no doubt. But true black history can never really be taught in the United States. Just like true Native American history or true Indian history cannot really be taught in the United States. And why? Because true black history reveals the crimes against our humanity. This is why you can't get the history. The reason why you can't get correct black history is because the minute we tell the history, the entire United States government has to throw itself in jail. The whole thing. The courts that would judge us are the criminals in world history. This is what no one wants to talk about, but I only got 90 minutes. So if you know this part about your history, you can look at any part of it and realize where you are. That's why I'm bringing it up. Colonialism is the beginning of American history. Colonialism, imperialism, capitalism, murder, kidnap, theft, rape, destruction. I'm not even making this up. This is American history, and because we are taught in American schools, this becomes black history. What is black history? Well, 20 Africans got off of a ship at Jamestown, Virginia in 1619 and were sold off that ship as slaves. That's the beginning of African American history. Still taught today, by the way. When the truth of the matter is that in the United States as a people, we were never enslaved. Black people don't like to hear that, though. We like being slaves. There's something about oppression and tyranny and feeling the lash of the whip that makes you feel like a human being. All kinds of cultures do it. Native Americans do it all the time. Jews do it, Holocaust. Why are you holding on to this? Well, because it unites you as a group. So what happens? What unites African Americans? Oh, slavery! We were all brought here as slaves so we could unite around this negative situation. This is why the history got to change. Slavery is not our history. This is like well, let me put it this way, realistically. Right now, as you're in this room, right now, there are 50 million slaves in the world, legitimate slaves. The UN has a whole program trying to eradicate slavery from the world. In 2018, there are 50 million slaves in the world right now, some of which are in the United States. Now imagine 300 years from now, your children, your ancestry, your posterity, your future generation is in school 200 years from now. And the teacher is telling them, listen, your history begins with those 50 million slaves. You say, my whole history in the United States starts off with 50 million slaves? Yeah, that's your history. Now, this is identical to what we are doing right now. Do you feel like a slave? Is somebody here forcing you to work, beating you, raping, robbing? No. But there are 50 million slaves in this world right now that you don't even think about. This is the reality of slavery. There's slaves all around us. You just don't know. There's people oppressed all day. The news often comes on. The police busted someplace people were held as slaves. We just started the channel and flick off to something else. Well, this is what it was like in the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. The Portuguese go into West Africa in 1440. West Africa. They start taking Africans out of Africa to work them in Europe. This is where they say our entire history begins. From the west coast of Africa. Nothing of Egypt during the 1440s. Nothing of Ethiopia during the time. Nothing of